In this video, I have 80 gig economy side hustle apps and platforms for you to judge based on my own research experience and your research experience and commentary as a team member here on the Your Drive From My channel. This first time you and I are meeting, all I do here is help you make money in different side hustles. I've been doing gig work since 2015. I'm here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let me know in the live chat or the comment section, why do you have a side hustle, or why are you looking at a side hustle if you haven't started yet? Well, I was sitting around, I figured I'm not making any money, right? And if I go out, I'm spending money and I'm not making money there. So in 2015, I saw these interesting cars driving around with these pink mustaches. I'm like, what is that? It's this Lyft thing. And I looked into rideshare. First started with Uber and then Lyft. Interesting that I noticed Lyft first, but I tried Uber first. I did Uber, I did Lyft, and since I've done most every single major gig economy app and platform in different marketplaces. So today I have, 80 different platforms so you can make an educated decision. And the best part about this is a free resource for you. It's our side hustle bundle. It's a free resource right now at yourdrivefrommike.com/bundle. The updated copy is coming soon, shortly after this stream here. And let's jump into it. 80 different side hustles, but I need your help. The premise of the channel here is I'm one person in one marketplace, excuse me. Granted, I've been doing this since 2015, but I need your help. Let me know if you agree with these placements, if you've heard of these apps and side hustles, and if you try it, if it seems like a good option for you, right? Number one, or should I say number 80, we're gonna go worst and then reveal the best gig app and side hustle of 2025. Are you ready? Number one, or I should say number 80, the Stickr platform. So this is a side hustle platform that you can put a sticker, it's like a window cling on your vehicle, advertising some kind of cause, business, and you get paid for it. Now, the way this is going to work is these ratings are based on different criteria: ease of use, workload, problems, and pay opportunities in that order. So it's ease of use, workload, pay opportunities, right, etc. So those are the numbers we're seeing at the bottom here. It's out of a 5-star scale. And we have our total points there in green and the overall ranking in red. That's the main cell here I want you to look at, is that red number that is a main overall number. And then that number to the right of that is the change since last year. Now, this, again, is a free resource to you, yourdrivefrommike.com/bundle. Now, you'll see some big swings here in 2025. And part of the reason for that is there's just been more gigs added to this list here. So it stands to reason we're going to see some swings here. Stickr, the worst side hustle, in my opinion, in 2025. Next, the Skillz platform. So with Skillz, it's a mobile gaming side hustle platform. You pay games and you wager basically real money against other players. And there you go. If you win, you make money. I know it sounds completely like games of skill, maybe we call it here in Pennsylvania, or just straight like gambling or something. I tried this, folks. So the scale on the name of the platform, you'll see it's gray there. If it's gray, I've done it. If it's orange, I have signed up, but I'm not even signed up, I should say. I've researched it for you, but I haven't done it personally. Now, if that cell is green on the left, then I've signed up, but I haven't done an assignment yet. So again, gray, I've done this stuff. So Skillz, it seems like you're just going to run in circles with this. I rank it number 79. You're using real money. It's skill-based matchmaking, playing games like bingo, archery, bowling, but it just never seems to move past a net zero. I don't know if that's because the skill-based matchmaking is that good, or if it just seems a little you know, like how am I never really making money? Who makes money? It's basically just, in my opinion, a waste of time. Airbnb. So again, I'll show you the rankings here in a bit, but this is the score again that we're using. So platform, you know what? Let's just do this. There you go. Platform, ease of use, total effort, problems, pay opportunities, the total of those points out of the 5-star scale, side hustle score, and then an overall rank. Now, this is based, again, off of my experience doing this stuff since 2015, talking to gig workers, independent contractors like you, researching these platforms as well. Now, sometimes that overall score isn't a one-to-one correlation with that side hustle score. So keep that in mind. Sometimes we'll see something like, well, you know, that side hustle score in green should be, it's higher than another one, but that other rank is rated higher in red. The red is my overall ranking just in general, not based on the points here, based on my best education. I hope that makes sense, but you can still compare both. Airbnb, it's 78. You know, I think the wave has passed for Airbnb. I think it was a hot niche like what, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. Regulations came in, you know, problems with party houses, having to ban parties. And you know your platform is bad if you're dealing with this. A lot of risk, insurance, obviously the asset to own, you know, a home that you can rent out on Airbnb. I don't like it. It dropped 21 points from last year, 2024. And I am just not a fan of Airbnb. I mean, there's ways to make money, but from the testimonials that I've heard, I'm just not a fan. And I'm leaving this resource pinned in the comment right now, folks. If you're watching in the replay, it'll be pinned in the pinned comment. This is a free resource for you. Next, the Coin app. So with Coin, you get paid, well, I shouldn't even say that. You get digital currency for moving about the like geospatial space, like moving just about life. You could be moving, walking, driving, biking, motorcycling, and the Coin app is going to verify your location data. Hey, are you standing here on Apple Street? Yes, I am. Great. Thanks for verifying. As a reward, we will give you digital currency called Coin. You accumulate Coin, it constantly pings your location, it verifies it, and you get Coin, a digital asset. You redeem Coin for either cryptocurrency or physical products. The thing is it's constantly pinging, fine. You can't always have it running in the background unless you have a paid plan. Not great, you know, a monthly plan, but you get multipliers on a monthly plan. So I earn Coin faster. And if you have a NFC card, then you can also earn faster. But I found that even with that, you know, the rewards you're getting, the Coin, it's just not necessarily worth it, especially on the free program with that NFC device, which is a multiplier still. Prolific. You can see right here, our first new entrance on that side of this table here. So Prolific, it's one of those, I believe, survey platforms. I'm trying to remember this. Now, when you get your own copy here, you can actually click all of these and it'll bring you right to the website specifically. But any kind of survey platform, let me actually click on it to get a reminder myself. Get paid to change the world. Take interesting paid tasks from anywhere, wherever you want. So the thing I would tell you with any kind of survey platform is it worth it for the effort involved, how much they're going to pay you? Does that actually make sense, right? So I just want to make sure if you're doing all of those tasks that it's actually worth it for everything that you'll be involved in doing there. Next, let's move up. Swagbucks. Swagbucks is kind of like Coin. Like think about just walk in. That's the sell with Swagbucks. It's the same thing. You move, you walk in this case, and you get digital currency. I think it's just kind of a program that just moves too slow. Down 21 spots from last year. Again, we have some new entrants here, but I found yeah, you can have it running in the background. Yeah, you get points, and then you redeem, those points for gift cards. It just takes too long. By the time that you'd get a $5 or $10 gift card, it takes forever to get anything that's worth it. Now, the name of the game, though, and let me know how you feel about this, which isn't wonderful. It's the same thing with coin, is you can get kind of the most Swagbucks is actually a survey platform. My mistake. I'm mistaking that with Sweatcoin. My mistake. Swagbucks survey platform, not worth it, because the money you're getting, or the currency, the coin, whatever you're getting to redeem for surveys, isn't worth it for the time it takes to complete the surveys. Excuse me, my mistake. For anyone who thinks that these are never live, there you go. There's your proof. Another survey platform, we'll just move past Survey Junkie and Inbox Dollars and Eureka, because those are all survey platforms, and I'm not a fan of survey platforms. I'm just not a fan of, like I just mentioned, the time it takes to complete surveys. And they'll tell you, you can do a survey that's 1, 2, 5 minutes. You get more coin or more points for longer surveys, which I get. But still, there's not enough of those higher coin or point surveys just to find them. They have daily tasks like check-in, complete a survey, give us your opinion on this, thumbs up, thumbs down, like really micro tasks. You're going to be in these platforms, Eureka, Inbox Dollars, Survey Junkie, for way too long, and it's not going to be worth your time. Moving on, Vrbo, it's really right along with Airbnb. The only reason it's a little bit higher is because I think it caters to a higher ticket, higher dollar clientele, really kind of selling an experience. And I know Airbnb's added that, but catering to, again, travelers that are selling not only the home, but an experience. You can cater something that's a little bit higher ticket, but even with sharing a space, in this case, your whole home, usually, ideally in a travel destination, I'm concerned about insurance. I'm concerned about just risk factors, having the asset. I'll tell you this, as someone who's looking to get into income properties, my interest is just real estate. Why not just get into real estate and have an income property versus trying to do Vrbo? That's my thoughts about it. Now there's Sweatcoin. So Sweatcoin was the app that I mentioned that is giving you points to walk, basically. Again, in my opinion, I did Sweatcoin. I feel like steps, points, even running in the background, it's not going to be worth it. Doing all this work, you could have coin in the background. You could have Sweatcoin in the background, but it's just not going to be worth your time. I would look at other ventures. I would look at starting your own business. I would look at monetizing on socials before you do some of these micro task apps. Let me know if you agree with that. Folks, I hope you're getting value today. My name is Mike. I hope you make money in different side hustles. Drop a like in this video if you're getting value so far. And we're to continue with our list here shortly. 80 of the best and worst side hustles in 2025 based on my own experience since 2015, your experience, talking to our team members like you. So make sure to let me know in the comments, what do you think is the best and worst side hustle from this list? I'm curious. Let's continue. eBay. And I think, should we continue up? Yeah. eBay and Etsy, it's still at the bottom of my list. It was not good in 2024. It's not going to be good in 2025. I think the winners on Etsy and eBay are, unfortunately, those who have already or have the capability to scale mass product, unfortunately, mass product. Mike, that's not what Etsy's supposed to be. It's supposed to be for like creators, artists to sell their own unique pieces. I feel like, especially Etsy, and you'll hear kind of anecdotes about this, they've gotten away from that, kind of letting resellers, white label sellers from Alibaba, I'm getting mass products, I'm putting my label on it, right, as white label, really kind of saturating that market. I think those that might be heavy on data might have an opportunity. So there's different plugins, sales metrics, Amazon kind of scrapers or scanners that show units sold, that show margins offered, that show possibly opportunities in the reselling space. So if you're not deep in the analytics, I think you're going to have a hard time on Amazon, Etsy, eBay, and the like. Let's move on here. We're getting up there. We're moving pretty quickly here. There's Amazon, similar kind of thing with Amazon that I just mentioned here. Gopuff. Now, Gopuff, now we're getting into the delivery space. So I've done Gopuff here in Pittsburgh. So all Gopuff is a convenience mini warehouse, basically, in your city. People order, I want Oreos, but I also need Band-Aids. Oh yeah, give me some Gatorade, and then get me some like Lysol all-purpose cleaner. Like, it's a convenience store. So you go to these mini warehouses. If you do DoorDash, it's like a Dash Mart, and the associates there pull and pack it for you, and you pick it up. You know, your orders are in bin 3 and 4, and then you just make the delivery. But the problem with Gopuff, what are we sitting at? Down 22 spots from last year. It's right here in the bottom, like 15% of my list, is you are only going to get maybe 1 to 3 drops. You want obviously 2 to 3 drops. The pay per delivery is exceptionally low. Let me say that again. The pay per drop on Gopuff is exceptionally low. Last I checked here in Pittsburgh, it was $3.25. So like, that's you taking $3.25 DoorDash or Uber Eats runs. That makes no sense. And you are then completely reliant on hopefully a customer tip to make that $3.25 decent, to make it $6.25, to make it $7. Now, you can't even be as selective with offers. They'll send you the offer, but if you decline it, you may, they've been changing this a little bit, you may go to the back of the queue anyway. So I've been sitting back when they still had the one warehouse here in the center part of Pittsburgh. I would sit at the warehouse waiting for a request, and they'd send me a 1 bin delivery. So what does that also mean? It means I go in there, bin 3, great. I make my delivery to Sam, and I have to come back to the centrally based warehouse. If you have a gig app that has you coming back to a warehouse or a centrally based location every time, chances are it might not be the best gig app out there. Versus if I end somewhere, I end here, my next request is right here. There's no wasted mileage versus ending here. Oh, I got to drive all the way back to the warehouse. It's doubling the miles versus that initial assignment that you got. Gopuff, not great. Appreciate you being here, folks. Everyone in here, hope you're having a good day so far. I hope I can help you out making some money on these different side hustles here. Let me know if I indeed can help you out. Turo, listing your personal vehicle, down 22 spots here. I've done it. It's high risk. It's low margin. I don't even need to say much more than that. You're listing your personal vehicle for rent. I did it with my 2015 Volkswagen Passat. High risk, your vehicle. Okay. You also can't use it, obviously, during that time for any other gig app. Someone else is using it. High mileage limits. It's like 200 miles a day. 200 miles. So how much would they have to pay you for that to pay more than other side hustles. If it's a 200-mile cap, if you charge $200 a day, it's $1 a mile. If they racked up the max 200 miles a day. Granted, yeah, not everyone's doing that, but you better believe some people are doing that. I had a client or two take it out of state. So you don't know where they're going. You don't know what they're using that vehicle for. And there's insurance, but high risk, right? Moving on. And folks, remember, this is a free copy for you. Go to yourdrivermight.com/bundle. Get this list updated for 2025 for free. If you're watching this live, it'll be uploaded shortly after this live. If you're watching on the replay, again, just go on that page and this video will be a supplement so you can understand the free resource and follow along if you'd like. 64, Peerspace. Do you have a space to rent? You know, you can rent it out to creatives. If you have a podcast setup, if you have an art studio, if you have a photography studio for photo shoots, you can rent it out. I don't hate it, but again, it's a higher startup cost. You need the space. You know, you need a space that possibly would be zoned for business, you know, right zoning. You have to check on that. You positive can set your own rates. Positive, you can get recurring clients, but again, a little bit more of an upfront cost. I don't hate it. This may look a little worse than in actuality, you know, for Peerspace being at 64 out of 80. But I think for most people, they're going to be looking for something else. Facebook Marketplace, selling, you know, again, anything right here in orange, folks, I have not done personally. I just researched it for you. Anything in gray, I have personally done myself. Facebook Marketplace, not bad. You know, it's just, I just want to make sure you're making safe transactions there in handing off products. And then obviously sourcing products. That's going to be another thing. You know, how do you find products to flip, to sell? Field Agent, primarily a secret shopper app. It's not bad per se, but to do secret shopping, it's like $5 per assignment typically. I have not done Field Agent in some time, but I've done it. It was okay, but I would, if anything, use it as what we call a filler app. Now, if you're not familiar with some of the terms that I use here, whenever you go to your drivermight.com/bundle and you get this for free, we also include a free terms and strategies guide so you can understand a little bit about what we're talking about here. Next. Prime Opinion, new entrant, same kind of thing with surveys. It's another survey platform. Don't love it. That's why it's at the lower end of our list here. Neighbor. Now, this one, it's another kind of rental space app, which is fine. But again, legalities, kind of liabilities there. Grabr. Now, this one you can see is a new entrant this year for 2025. This will pay you on, I think it's on average or up to $200 for international travel. How do they do that? So this is very interesting, I'll say that. And I've done a video on Grabr. You can just search it. So you're a courier, in essence, a delivery person for someone needing an international item, basically. So do you like to travel internationally? Great. You can get some of your plane ticket paid for, basically, by simply carrying this item from your country to their country. Okay, there's obviously prohibited items, right? But corresponding with the recipient once you get to your destination, like if you're going for vacation, you kind of just want to enjoy your vacation. Now you have to organize a delivery. So there's that. There could potentially be a language barrier there, but now there's translation software and translation apps that should be okay. Well, there's customs. So you are only delivering approved legal items, but you're still going to have to go through customs. So it might take more time there. And then thirdly, the pay, Is it all going to be worth it for doing all of that? Moving on. Upwork, platform to find temporary work, not bad, right? But I feel like I don't want you to have to sift through that too much. So find one that works for you. There's Upwork, and there's a few other ones we're going to talk about today. Mobilads, it'll pay you to put a wrap on your vehicle. Now, there's 3 in this list. There's Wrapify, there's Carvertise, and there's Mobilads. Right now, we're sitting at what? 57 out of 80, down 23 spots. But again, I've added about 20 side hustles, so it's kind of neutral from 2024. Let me bring back the scaling so you can see it there, right there. So you can think about it about that way. Now, car wrapping side hustles, I've done Wrapify on that aforementioned Passat. So in my opinion, just based on my experience, that Wrapify pays more, in my experience, than Carvertise. Now, Mobilads, I can't specifically say because they have not offered me a campaign. That's another thing to think about. Now, if you're interested in wrapping your vehicle, they pay for it. They pay to take it off. So it's very semi-passive. They pay for it. They install it. Again, they take it off. You just have to drive around. So you can couple this with other vehicle-based side hustles. That's pretty easy, and you get paid for it. So I would sign up for all 3. It's free to sign up. See which one gives you a campaign, and only take it if it's worth it. And I'll actually comment about something like that here shortly. Moving on here to Hampr. Now, Hampr is something very interesting. It is a laundry washing side hustle, and it is certainly not for everybody. So you are going to wash someone's laundry. I know. When I first reported on it, there's a list of what you can and can't take, okay? Soil levels, or what it can be soiled with, that we can just move on from that wonderful image on our head. But then you get paid for it. You get paid based on the hamper, like literally, like they load up a hamper of laundry. Operational costs. I did their competitor, and we're going to go over their competitor here, which might be surprising to you. Don't leave this video just yet. Hampr's competitor might surprise you where I put it on the list for 2025. Now, if you don't want to get near anyone's laundry, it's not for you. But for me, throw some gloves on. It's in a garbage bag. It's not going to be like, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be normal wear, right? And you just dump it in the washer, and it does the work for you. Now you have to fold it. You got to, deliver it, the next day, basically. But as a filler app, if I'm out doing ride share, I'm coming back home, I find an offer. If I'm doing a food delivery, even better, because no one's in the car, I can just throw that hamper in my car, do it, and not drive extra miles. My only concern about is, again, those operational costs, your washing machine, your water bill, your electric bill, the detergent. But remember that some of that stuff is a business expense. Fiverr, setting your own price, getting clients, good. Getting the recurring revenue, good. But at what point do you just want to start your own business? OfferUp, kind of like Facebook Marketplace. Now, I've sold on OfferUp. Not bad. I like platforms where you can flip and sell items. The question for you is, where are you going to get more items? Like once you go through your garage or like the attic, even if you're going to drive to I don't even know, Goodwill, garage sales, that's all going to take time. It's taking money just to drive there. So how are you going to continue to source items? Now, I know people that do it. I know people that buy, let's see, memorabilia or vinyls or something where someone doesn't see the value, but they can see the value from a collector's perspective, and they know there's a margin there. But I think flipping items really rewards those who grind to just source those products. Where are you going to get the products? That's going to be your main problem when you try to flip items. Moving on. We got Carver. Okay, there's Carvertise, another wrapping side hustle. Don't peek. Don't peek. Carvertise, it's great because I got activated and I got a request from Carvertise. Now, I told you Wrapify, I completed an entire 4-month campaign. I have a playlist on Wrapify. You can watch that to see how it was, how much I got paid. Carvertise offered me a campaign, I think it was in 2024, maybe late 2023, maybe 2024, somewhat recently. And Carvertise wanted to pay me to wrap my vehicle. I don't pay for it. They pay to take it off, and then I get money every single month. The flat pay was $100 a month. $100 to drive around with your car wrapped. Remember, you're going everywhere. Unless you have 2 vehicles, you're going everywhere with that nice, like, oh, I don't know, Susie's Flower Shop vinyl, or like Stan's, way to go, Stan, law firm, we always win, whatever. And you're driving around the grocery store. Do you have date night? Congrats. There you go. Date night now has Stan's lawyer picture on it for $100 a month. Now, if you don't care, if you're a rideshare driver, you're driving around anyway. Now there's some bonuses. There's some bonuses with Carvertise. So that's the base pay. But I mean, guys, let me ask you, how much would a car wrapping app have to pay you for it to be worth it? Comment in the live chat right now or the comment section. How much would a car wrap have to pay you for it to be worth it? I feel like at least $250, $350 a month, $100. That's why it's number 53. But what's 52? Lawn Love. It's a new entrant. This is really interesting. So obviously there is no Lawn Love going on in December in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I guess you could. Today was a little warmer. So you're going to have your own lawn care business. So you're an independent contractor, but Lawn Love will provide the platform and the, I believe, customers. You may have to source some customers eventually, but they'll get you started there. Now, what do you need? You need an upstart cost. You need the equipment, but you don't need a whole trailer of equipment. Lawn Love says you just need like a lawnmower, a weed whacker, and I think like an edging tool. There was like 3 tools you needed, and that's it. You might already have, some of those already. So I don't hate it because A, you can set your own price. B, you can have recurring clients, which I always like. It's just, again, with a lot of those platforms, when would you just start your own business? Right? Just make an LLC, start your own business. Spot Hero, rent your parking spot. Pretty self-explanatory. Set your own rates. I just don't think a lot of people are going to get clients. Unless you're in a highly desired, you might be Miami, San Francisco, New York City, tourist areas, anywhere like near the beach, crowded downtown areas. If you have a super valuable parking spot, sporting events, I'm near the stadium, or concerts, festivals. If you have a parking spot, go for it. Try Spot Hero. But I think for the other majority, I think we just aren't going to have a highly valuable spot. You're not going to rent your driveway parking spot 30 minutes in the suburbs outside of the city. But it could be a niche side hustle for those, especially, let's say, if you have like a spot you never use in a city where it's super valuable, maybe turn some money into it. TaskRabbit, it's been around for a while. It's slipped slightly. Set your own rates, complete tasks, assemble IKEA furniture. That's like their thing. Like TaskRabbit is like, oh, you need help assembling IKEA furniture. There you go. Now, Wrapify is one that is, okay, let me tell you about my experience with Wrapify. Just give me 1 second. I want to take a sip of my yerba mate. Let me know which one so far has been good for you. Okay, there we go, folks. Appreciate your patience. So let's talk about Wrapify. I did a 4-month campaign with Wrapify, and it paid like $400 some maybe. Wasn't that excellent? Now, what you need to think about with Wrapify is what is actually worth it to wrap your vehicle to go through all of that for, let's say, 4 months. If you're going to make like $400 total, so if I'm going to get paid a little bit over $100 a month, that's on par with some other side hustles there, and it's not going to be worth it. So whenever you're looking at car wrapping side hustles, I need you to think about, is it actually going to be worth it for the pay there? In this case, $400 some. Continuing here, Dumpling is a new entrant. Now, this one's really interesting. Would you like your own business? Do you like the grocery delivery space? With Dumpling, you can do both of those. So Dumpling is going to give you a platform to create your own grocery delivery business. So imagine Shipt and Instacart, right? Shipt and Instacart, I am shopping for the customer's order and then I'm delivering. So it's very similar here where I'm going to have a platform though, and I am going to source those customers and then I handle everything for them under my own business. Pros, I can create my own rates. You're hearing a theme with some of these platforms where you can set your own rates, right? It's nice that I can set my own rates. It's nice that they give me an entire platform. That's what Dumpling does. They give you the platform because, like, how would you even begin to start to create an app? So they give you the app, they give you access to some leads, customers, right? And then you'll grow that business from there. But I don't think it's still for everybody. I think that it will reward those who can network, who can have good customer service and sales skills in the right way to build their client base, who are efficient, again, the customer service there to be good shoppers and delivery, good communication there when shopping, let's say. So let's say if you're exceptional at Shipt and Instacart, if you like the grocery space, but I will say you might earn more with Dumpling than just doing Shipt and Instacart, then you might want to look at it. But you know where I'm going here. When should you just start your own business? Creating your own LLC on your own and doing this yourself. But again, then it comes down to, well, how are you going to like process the sales? Would you have a point of sale system? How are you going to get their grocery lists? So there's the challenge right there. Veho, that's a last mile delivery service, I believe. Haven't looked at that one in a while. So Veho is a last mile routed delivery platform. So it's good to get routes. Some people like to have routes when they're making their deliveries. Not bad. You can see it slipped a little bit into 2025, but I think that's really only because of some of the new entrants we're going to see here. So you might want to look into it. Let's do a few here. TranscribeMe. So TranscribeMe, you'll get paid to transcribe or translate text. Now, the only thing with that is I think TranscribeMe and maybe a few other platforms are utilizing AI more than 2024. I mean, especially because that was like the name of the game in 2024 is AI. So if you like transcription, or like you listen to stuff, you write it down, or translation, listen to something and translate it to another language, obviously, you might want to look at TranscribeMe. But I have a better recommendation though. Okay, if you like that, translation especially, I have a better recommendation on this list. But that might fit for you regardless. Reliable Couriers, another last mile delivery service. No personal experience. Remember that orange denotes there's no personal experience. Kind of a neutral rating, right? If it doesn't have personal experience myself, I'll just kind of give it a neutral rating sometimes. Wag, dog sitting, sounds fun. But I do think you can earn more if you have the qualifications with WAG. So if you have experience, if you have qualifications, then it's something to look into, but remember, you have to drive to that client. You got to drive, meet the animal, and what? How long are you going to be there? 15 minutes for a check-in? Now, with some of these, you can be a sitter. You'll make more money, obviously, as a sitter, more time involved, using your own space there. So if you're able to, look at being a sitter versus just a walker there. Can set your own rates. Again, you know where I'm going. It's a broken record. Yes, you can use your platform. It's fantastic. But when would you just start your own business there? Now, Courial is a new entrant in 2025. It's a last mile delivery platform that boasts, on average, $30 an hour. So I just get an assignment and I make the delivery. And that's what they say, on average, $30 an hour, which would put it in the top 15% of average pay per hour. That's quite good. Even Uber and DoorDash say drivers, couriers are earning around $25 per active or per utilized hour. So even if this is active time on an assignment, it still would say it pays more basically than Uber and DoorDash. I'm activated. Okay. That should actually be green because I'm activated. Now, the thing with Courial is they say their app works in all US cities. I mean, it's one thing to work in the US city, but to actually give you assignments. So what does that mean? It means I can go online, but I never get a request. So I multi-app. I drive with different apps at the same time. Never have gotten a request. So all that's going to do is going to frustrate your driver. They're going to delete the app. I keep it because once, hopefully, so I can test it for you, I get an assignment, I can check it out. But your average driver worker, they're just going to delete it. They're going to get frustrated that there's no assignments. They're going to delete it. That's Courial, excuse me. Rover, there you go. There's the WAG equivalent. Again, not bad. I would use both, Rover and WAG. I actually did a video, Rover versus WAG. You can search that on the channel of which one's better. An interesting side hustle platform. Here's a few more. Thumbtack. This is a kind of a contractor work. The same with Angi. Let's include these together here. So if you're looking for contractor work, if you can do home repair, if you can do plumbing, if you can do handyman work, if you can do organization design, if you can do cleaning, that kind of work falls under this kind of, what do we want to call it? Like general work platform. Set your own rates. It's interesting because there's a different window of apps that let you set your own rates versus the ones that give you the assignments. And there's pros and cons, isn't there? Honestly. So there's pros of being able to set your own rates, sourcing your own clients here. But then there's cons of, people have been on the platforms for a while. People have experience. Oh, I've been on Thumbtack for 5 years. I've been on Angi, formerly Angie's List, for 8 years. I have 300 reviews. But I'll tell you this, don't be discouraged by that necessarily. Don't be discouraged. Why? Because, I talked about Turo listing my Passat. I just listed that thing, at a decent market value compared to other vehicles. And I got bookings quickly. And then I got positive reviews, which is even better. And then because of some bookings and positive reviews, I had another client tell me your vehicle was recommended first. So I actually, got into the algorithm and I was recommended. So just do that. What I would tell you to do with some of these platforms, we can set your own rates, is start 10, 15% lower than market value. It's not great. It's not super fun. If it's market value is $30 an hour for cleaning services, go $20 an hour. Don't go super cheap because people are like, why are you so cheap? They're not going to have the right equipment and supplies. They're obviously an amateur, right? But go 10 to 15% lower than market rate. So then it's enough that it speaks to credibility. Okay, it's not dirt cheap, but it's a little cheaper than other, people on here. And it allows you to get the clients, which is the first thing you need. to get some reviews there. Then you slowly increase the prices back to market value. And here's the thing. If you have special equipment, if you have special experience, go inverse. Go 10 to 15% above market value. Why? Because there's clients, and the same, listen to this. Please drop a like on this video if this is kind of resonating. Any platform that you set your own rates, think of it as a bell curve. An average, your standard average bell curve. So there's the people that are pricing super dirt low, okay? And we got to also think about what kind of clients is looking for dirt cheap. And sometimes, and I worked in customer service and sales and retail and B2B and B2C, I've seen a lot. And some of those clients will expect a $50 an hour job for $12 an hour. Okay. And when you go higher, though, if you go $50 an hour service, then you might be able to capture a higher ticket clientele who, as long as you're, attention to detail, you're bringing the expertise, they're not going to ask questions. They're going to be happy to pay it. They have the money to pay that. But more importantly, again, they're not going to be a bad client. And feel free to fire bad clients too. Care.com. It is a higher risk, higher liability side hustle. That's just babysitting, basically. Set your own rates, babysitting, you get the point. Higher liabilities because of that, but I think exceptional return value. Think about that. Exceptional return value of repeat clienteles. Because if you're a parent, let me know if you're a parent, you might want to probably, I would just say, I'm not going to speak for you, you can let me know, but you probably just want to stick with one or two go-to babysitters, right? It's like a high trust role. You want to find one person who's good. And again, especially, let's say on care.com, price yourself above market value. If you have experience, credentials, right? Different safety courses you've been through, what have you, experience in this kind of space, working for, similar businesses, price yourself higher and let your credentials speak to that. Let's take a second here, folks. Let's stretch it out. How you doing? My name's Mike. I've been helping you make money in different side hustles since 2017 here on YouTube, but I've done gig work since 2015, part-time, full-time in different marketplaces. We're going over a list of 80 different side hustles. Get your free copy, your drivermike.com/bundle. You can get this copy yourself. Shortly after the live, it will be updated. So make sure to bookmark that website. That is completely free to you. Goshare, last mile delivery service, not bad, but just haven't tried it yet. I think if you can find routed deliveries, I think that's an opportunity in 2025. Like getting a route to deliver, right? If you can get a route versus one-off deliveries, I think a lot of people would like that. Honestly, myself included. I have yet, comment right now in the live chat or I need to hear this, or the comment section. What is the best routed delivery gig app right now? So that means it just gives you a route to make your deliveries. So it'll say, okay, deliver for an hour, deliver for 2, 3, 4 hours. Here's your routes, make the delivery, and here's how much pay you get, basically. I have yet to find a really stellar routed delivery platform. That's what I'm excited for in 2025. So I need to test this for you. We have things like Goshare, Dispatch, Frayt, Bungie. You kind of need a truck for some of this stuff, less than truckload stuff. But I would love to find a routed delivery for at least 2 hours, ideally 2 to 4 hours. I know some of you can do longer than that, right? But I think for a good majority, you're doing this stuff as a side hustle. You got a family, you got a job. You don't want to, do an extra 5 hours a day. Because there's Spark, there's Flex, there's Dashlink on DoorDash. What is the best routed gig app? We're getting close to the top here. Wonolo, a new entrant. See, I'm just, there's no easy way to not show you, but Wonolo's a new entrant, and it's okay. You know, that's kind of a neutral ranking because Wonolo is temp work. It's just temp work. So if you need to pick up a shift though, but you know, share this video with someone who's like, I kind of want work right now. If you need work right now, look at Wonolo. Look at Blue Crew. Look at the Bacon app. I actually need to add that one on here. The Bacon, like, you know, crispy bacon. Look at, those are all like temp work opportunities. I was trying to think of another one, but it's fine. You know, it's fine. I think the negative is you are going to have to sift through some options that you don't want. There's even some temp work that I did a video on that was in the hospitality space. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. But there's temp. I know some people need work right now. And for whatever reason, if you can't get activated on DoorDash or on Uber, Lyft, on some of these apps, you know, look at this temp. So again, let me go over that list for you. Look at Wonolo. Look at Blue Crew. Look at the Bacon app. And again, there are some others in there. So make sure to search the channel here and definitely subscribe. I'd love to have you as a team member here. Upshift, well, there you go. There's another one, I forgot. Let me just double check. Is this temp work as well? Yes, it is. So there's another one, Upshift. You can look at this platform too. Snag a Job, there's another one. Actually, do we have a list of a few here? Snag a Job, there's another one. And you know, the reason I mention this is because it does not hurt to have more resources to check. There may be an option that you would never have found if you didn't check Snag a Job, Upshift, right? Especially because, like I just mentioned, some of these are niche specific. Now, Lug is a moving app. It's also a new entrant in 2025. Gets a neutral ranking because there are a few other moving apps on here today. I think, let's see. There's Blue Crew. So Blue Crew is that temp agency there. Jitsu is another last mile delivery, you know, and all that. When I say last mile delivery, all that means is, you know, someone to deliver the goods in your marketplace, like just general delivery. That's what Jitsu is. Another new entrant in 2025. Bellhop, one of the other moving platforms. And, you know, let me take another break here real quick. I want to say something about moving platforms that I think you want to hear about, especially when it comes to pay. It's very interesting when it comes to pay. So moving platforms like Bellhop. So we're also going to uncover, I believe Dolly is up here as well. There's Amazon Flex. That's a whole nother category kind of, so we'll talk about that one. But Dolly is included. Bellhop is a moving platform. Lug that we just mentioned down below. The opportunity for moving platforms, I think, is quite good if you have obviously the ability. Now, some of them, this actually just reminds me, some of them require you have certain equipment, and it makes sense, like a back brace or moving straps for some of these. Now, here is what you need. This is a free side hustle bundle for you. Again, your drivermike.com/bundle. But if you want to compare like 70 plus side hustles with qualifications, you need our side hustle starter guide. Now that your drivermike.com/starter guide, it's going to show these side hustles, but it's going to show an entire list of age required, right? You can qualify yourself right there. with all these side hustles, you can filter by age to see, okay, which ones will actually qualify if I'm not 21, let's say. Do I need a vehicle? You can filter by that. Do I get tips? Is there bonus pay? What do they advertise? Because did you know? Okay, let's name a few. Deliver That catering averages like $35 an offer. Okay, well, let's see. Courial, like I mentioned, advertises $30 an hour. Okay, well, this app advertises this. This app advertises that. That's all in that starter guide. So that is your drivermike.com/starter guide. I would get that to save yourself hours of research. I've done it for you, and I've compiled it in that starter guide. Now, this one is, yes, Amazon Flex. This is probably the biggest organic drop. Oh, there we go. I should have done that from the beginning. Amazon Flex is probably the biggest organic drop of the year. Listen to this. Why? Amazon Flex has dropped in 2025 22 spots because the lack of driver improvements, driver changes, app changes, nothing. I can't literally say nothing, but it seems like nothing has changed since I first started Flex. I don't even know when that was, 2018, 2017. I think that the pay is in the bottom third of these gig apps. Why? Because if you do Amazon.com warehouse runs, you also don't know where you're going until you get there. So you don't know where you're going. They're going to guarantee hourly pay. Sounds good, but if you don't know where you're going, man, $20 an hour, I'm making, $60 for a 3-hour route. But then you don't realize, you got to drive to the warehouse, and then I get my routes. Oh, it's 35 minutes away. And then I got to make my deliveries. And then I got to drive back home. If I have any issues with access issues, it's unsafe area to deliver, I can't access the building, then you got to return that package. A very tough scenario. Timeout, folks. Tesla Insights drops a $20 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Happy holidays and have a great new year. Also, hello, viewers. Awesome at what he does. I appreciate that. I like the detailed explanation of the videos. I appreciate that. Tesla Insights. Tesla Insights probably has their own Tesla referral code, but I'm going to piggyback off of you if I can, my friend. There is a Tesla affiliate code down below. If you want to use it for your personal vehicle and or your gig vehicle right now, before the end of the year, 2024, the time of filming this, use that affiliate code. That is my affiliate code to get a Tesla vehicle. I have a Model Y Performance, wildly perfect vehicle. Okay. Now, I never recommend a brand new car just for gig work, but if you're only going to use it here and there for gig work, feel free. It's a wonderful car, the different ranges. So that affiliate code specifically will save you up to $2,000 off. Specific, depends on the model of the vehicle, off of a Tesla vehicle. That might change in 2025. So if you're in the marketplace, check out that link down below, save up to $2,000 depending on the Tesla vehicle you want. And there's a bunch of info on, cost savings. There is a federal $7,500 point of sale EV tax credit. There's income limits and restrictions as well. But my brother has a Model 3. My sister-in-law has a Model Y. I have a Model Y. The girlfriend wants a Model 3. Fantastic. I've rented a Model 3 to drive for Uber. I'm well-versed. So I hope that's okay that I can piggyback off you there really quickly. Tesla Insights. Thank you so much. Back to the show. Amazon Flex. Okay, like I was saying, you make your deliveries. You just never know the mileage for that pay. So I feel like you can make less stops per hour. You can get better dollars to mile ratio, I call it. You can get better almost everything than not doing Amazon Flex. Now, there's promise. There's promise on Amazon Fresh, grocery runs. I like Amazon Fresh. That is the only thing saving Amazon Flex from being tanked near the bottom. If you're going to do Amazon Flex, you got to sign up for a shift that's like $22 an hour plus, $24, $26 an hour. Anything that's like $20 an hour or under, I don't like it for you. You might get lucky, but you might get a route that's 45 minutes away. I've done it. Retail drops aren't great. Honestly, those ones took me even further away. Amazon Fresh, maybe. Moving on. Can you tell I don't love? What did I do? There it is. Walmart Spark, 29. Look, Spark is very popular. Frankly, I'm kind of surprised how popular Walmart Spark is. I hear good things about Spark, but I don't really agree with maybe where someone else might put Spark highly. We're at what this year? Up 2 spots, fine, but it's still at 29. It's still in the top 15%, barely though, barely. And what saves it is Shop and Deliver. Shop and Deliver in 2024 was like anecdotal, but frankly, I've watched other drivers' shifts. Watch our first shift series because it's not just about what I say. It's about comparing with other couriers, workers, and drivers. Spoiler alert, there's a little hint there on how you might be able to make some money next year in 2025. Subscribe so don't, miss out on that opportunity here. Shop and Deliver seems to be like 70% of their portfolio versus 30% load and go. So you like pull up to the pickup parking spots and they load it up and then you leave versus going into the store and shopping. Now, what also saves Spark is their exceptional shopping experience. I think Spark has arguably the best shopper experience for you, the gig worker. The layout, the mapping, the lists with pictures, just everything in there. Everything in there is a nice, seamless, easy to understand, illustrated shopping experience. And I've done basically all the other major ones. But I just still don't like the Shop and Deliver that I get. I don't get next to any load and goes. Load and goes only drop at a certain time. Spark is still combating bots, shared, and fraudulent accounts. They've committed to doubling down on that, in 2024. But I know they still struggle with that. And I don't know, I'm always left wanting improvements. Long waits still plague Spark. Long wait times, even for load and goes, like the easy ones, still have long waits. It hasn't changed for me, but I also listen to you, what you're saying as well. That it still has not changed. And then even waits for offers in general. I told you offers, the load and goes, there's first come, first serve. There's a different qualifications. Yeah, some of those drop at certain times, but still, it's too much of a headache, in my opinion, on Spark. Shipt, and then I think Instacart. Yeah, Shipt and Instacart, they're fine. Shipt and Instacart, they're fine. That's why they're at like the top 20-ish% here. It's fine. I don't love grocery apps, but I will say, I feel like Instacart has been getting better. Shipt still needs more order volume. They're both fine operationally, which means the apps are easy to understand. If a customer needs substitutions, they've been better since like 2019 when I first started with like Shipt and stuff. But Shipt needs more offers. Shipt needs more delivery only offers, which is like the load and go that I just mentioned there. So you don't have to shop. I love those ones, guys. I don't know where those went, but I would take delivery only. I don't really see those anymore. Instacart has more order volume in my opinion. Both, no, I shouldn't say that. Instacart, I feel, pays better, a better margin. Both have a fine offer card as far as showing you how many items, but then how many units, because you can have 10 items, but it'd be the other way around. It'd be 5 items, but 10 units. You get the point. 10 apples, but then there's only 2 different kinds of apples, whatever, apples and oranges, literally. But yeah, it's okay. But then, contending in the store, contending with customers, checkout lines. I just feel like there is a certain gig worker that likes that stuff though. It's fine if I don't like it. I think there's a certain niche of gig worker that likes grocery apps. It's completely fine. If you hustle grocery apps, if you get, let's say, cart stars on Instacart, and you get some benefits, if you have the diamond level, then I think you can make some decent money there. I'm just a little concerned of time, invested, but you also might drive less miles because you're not doing delivery after delivery after delivery. Hopefully you're just doing 2 higher paying deliveries an hour. Hopefully with less miles. We're getting near the top, folks. YouTube. Yes. Now, it's down this year, down 14 spots. And again, some of that's pertaining to new additions. So it's not an exact one-to-one of, equivalency there. But this is content creation. And I'll continue to say it's a wonderful kind of beast of an animal if you want to do content creation. Now, I'll be very transparent with you that, I could talk for hours and hours about content creation because that's what I do here. Started the channel in 2017, did it for 3 years, and then have been full-time since 2020, like 4 years now, full-time on YouTube. It's gone from making cents to dollars a day to hundreds of dollars a day. But YouTube specifically is a long game. It's not a sprint, but there is a very actionable strategy and almost code to success on YouTube. How do I create a video? How do I create a thumbnail? Color design, editing, sound design, equipment. What should I buy first, right? There's a whole lot that goes into it. Now, here's my transparency with you. I will be launching a monthly coaching program here on the channel that will help you start, grow, and dominate on YouTube, regardless of the niche. My homework for you, if you're interested in signing up, well, firstly, sign up for our free newsletter, yourdriveformic.com/newsletter to be in the know there. And also just subscribe here so I can post it on the community tab. But I know I can help you grow faster than someone who would not be a part of that program. Frankly, I could help you dominate more than someone that wouldn't be on our program because I know it works and I've relentlessly studied, YouTube content creation. But it can be a beast. And I say that word because it also provides a lot of mental challenges, personal challenges, professional challenges, as it needs constant content to keep the machine running, right? So then we would also talk about scalability, building a team, what to allocate to someone else. If you don't have money to allocate to somebody else, what should you give up? What should you focus on first? And I'll leave you with this. We'll move on here. It is not just let me set up my phone and start talking. Now you can do that unless you have an on fire personality with great communication and you just kind of click for some reason by your natural talent. Most people need an action plan, right? You're not going to succeed unless you have an action plan. So that monthly coaching program is coming sometime probably in Q1 2025. I want you to sign up for that. Your homework was to research other successful channels in the niche. So if you have an idea for a channel in any, I don't care what, I can help you in any niche. Guaranteed I can help you in any niche. Is there someone else doing it full time? And ideally, right, there's probably tens or hundreds of people doing it full time. If that's the case, then you have a proven and profitable niche. And I like it. It's just a whole lot of work. Now, it doesn't have to be a whole lot of work at once, right? I built this brick by brick organically. My goodness, organic views, organic audience, which I appreciate so much. Thank you for allowing me to do what I do. And in turn, I just try to give all of myself to a fault at some point to help you. And I like making money. I want to help you make money. And we got new stuff coming as well to help you make money. Adjacencies. How about the adjacencies to the gig economy? Income properties, real estate. We got user testing and Respondent. Yeah. Respondent. I've talked about these platforms. Excellent. Some of my highest rated at-home side hustles, because not everyone can use a vehicle. One car household, maybe you don't have a vehicle. You can do user testing and Respondent from home for the coffee shop. So these are research studies, different than just straight surveys. Some of these obviously are surveys, but these are backed by companies, universities, academia. It's deeper surveys. They're really studies, a lot of these. And what you care about is they pay more. They pay more than Google opinions, Eureka, inbox dollars, Swagbucks, not worth it. No. Respondent and user testing, the only two platforms that I have personally done that pay good money, like $30 an hour or $60 an hour or more. The problem is qualifying, okay? Qualifying for a study. It can take a little bit of time. So if you're willing to put in some time, and they tell you that too, they say you're not going to qualify for a lot, but the ones you qualify for, pay is very good. It's better than fair. It's pretty high paying, which is nice. We're getting near the top, folks. Oh, there's Poplin. Probably it's one of my most favorited gig apps in 2024. It's the other laundry washing side hustle, not Hampr, but Poplin. And I say this as someone who's only done one assignment, but I mean, you get the point. Listen, like you don't need to do 500 assignments to get the point of how this stuff works. So Poplin, laundry washing side hustle. Hey, and I know I can see in the comments, people, it may not, if it's not for you, there's video chapters down below. Skip on to the next one. But I found it is so simple. Now it's a filler app. I don't want you driving just to go pick up the laundry because there's 3 trips involved, right? Drive there, drive back home, drive back there to drop it off. So if you're doing this as a filler app though, you're already on the road. You're not making a special trip just for Poplin. So if there's an assignment that's decently close by, it's going to pay at least 75 cents a pound, I believe it is, but only take the highest margin offers, with bonus pay. Sometimes there is. Now, Poplin doesn't like that. They say like, oh, bonus pay isn't a good thing because clients won't use it. Like, well, yeah, how long are you to be doing this? It's a side hustle, right? Same concern though with Hampr, operational costs, water. They do say always wash on cold, I believe. So it saves you a little bit of money there possibly. But you do have to purchase bags, you have to purchase detergent. But look, don't be scared about spending money. Okay, I think that's one of the reasons you should subscribe here. And if you already are, thank you, because I come at this with, I think, an educated perspective where, I have experience in academia, in business, B2B, B2C. And I feel like, I'll say a novice, I'll be real, like novice level in finance. And I just know it's a basic where you got to spend money sometimes to make money. I spend money on my business here. Sometimes you have to spend money. So if I got to spend some money on some detergent, man, it's like $15 or whatever. The bags are like $9. I have an affiliate storefront link down below. Click on that Amazon storefront. You don't even have to buy it. Just click on it and look at the accessories for Poplin and Hampr. I have a little shopping list there for you. I mean, you get a ton of bags. You can probably even get more bags for cheaper at Costco and stuff. Keep receipts, show it to your accountant, and you can write that stuff off. You still pay for it, but it helps offset your taxable income. Anyway, you just get the bag, you throw it in your washer. The washer does all the work. You're not there scraping, man. You don't even got to pre-treat. You don't even got to like look through all the clothes. There's a stain, pre-treat it. No, that whole thing just goes in the washer. You get home, dump it in, wash, go watch TV. You got to fold it, but how long it took me like 17 minutes to fold, probably because I'm a slow folder. You just put it in the bag and you deliver the next day. That is it. So if you're doing a lot of gig work anyway, or if the route is on your way to work, or you can just pop over there after work, it has to be delivered by 8 p.m. Just a heads up there. But that's it. It's not that hard. I think it's just, some people, they don't want to deal with the dirty stuff, which I get. Hey, get like shoulder length gloves, man. Get a mask if you want. You don't have to. I'm just saying. But like gloves and a little, the little mask thing if you're really concerned. But the load of laundry I did on Poplin, granted, I just did one. I'm going to do more. So make sure to subscribe. You can see that. I thought it was kind of fun. I didn't mind it. Frayt, last mile delivery, last mile delivery platform. There we go, folks. Any kind of last mile, I think you're going to have to see your mileage may vary. The same with Dropoff. Okay. Last mile delivery. It's another delivery platform. See how it goes for you. I just want to give you some more options there. Again, if you want a resource that has all of the qualifications, because this doesn't have the qualifications, this just shows a general ranking, then go to our starter guide, yourdrivermight.com/starter guide. Now, Amazon MTurk, I don't know why it keeps doing that, but Amazon MTurk, you do tasks. This is actually from Amazon. So you do technical and non-technical web tasks. So it'll say, go to this website and click through and navigate until you can find the info section. Or look at this picture and tell us, I don't even know, certain data points that they want. It's not very popular, and I have heard anecdotally, just doing my research, that some more experienced users of the MTurk program say that the pay was better years ago. But if you want to check it out, it could be another at-home side hustle for you because you can do that stuff on your computer. Backstage. Backstage is like an acting, vocal, voiceover platform. If that's your thing, there you go. It's a new entrant in 2025. I think it'll be easy enough, right? It's like a talent agency kind of thing. If you need kind of content creators, also on there as well. It's just something different. If that's your thing, if you know someone that likes singing, this could actually, I just thought of this. That could be an excellent way to build your portfolio, right? If you know someone, or maybe yourself, if you're a singer, an illustrator, a voiceover artist, content creator, that could be another great way to build a portfolio of content and get paid for it, and then possibly have recurring clients as well. Because imagine a business uses you for voiceover work and they like it. I would stay in touch with them, follow up a couple weeks after. Hey, how was it? Let me know your feedback from the team. They show you the finished product. And then they may reach out for another project, but then you can reach out to them and say, hey guys, I know you just launched this. since you just launched this, you're obviously going to be promoting it for some time, the product cycle there. Here's what I'm thinking. Let's do a 3-month campaign, because you're going to do, print, digital. I'll be the voice, because we had a great response on that first campaign. I'll voice all of your audio or video content. And even if they say, well, we don't want just one voice, you can say, well, we had such a great response. I would say I should voice at least half, because you want to build some familiarity, just see what they say, right? Could be a good way to build your kind of content creation portfolio there. Bunny Studio, that is another voiceover vocal platform. Right now, they're closed for applications. Just keep it a heads up. Again, you can click on all of these. It'll bring you to the websites or the sign up page. If that's your thing. They're not taking applications right now, but keep an eye on it. BedZoomer. Let me take another sip of tea here. What do you think so far? How are we feeling? What's the best side hustle you've heard so far? Let me know. Is it BedZoomer? Look, it's a new entrant. See what I did here? I went fire, folks. So whenever you get your free copy of this, it's pinned in the live chat or in the comment section. Look, you don't have to get our starter guide if you don't want, because that's a paid purchase there. I think it's a great investment. Even that purchase in our starter guide is a tax deductible business expense, but I digress. This is free. At least get this, because this year I tagged new entrants, and if they have a fire or 2 fires or 3 fires, then it's a hot opportunity right now. I mean, if it's a general new entrant, it just says that. But I like BedZoomer. Why? Because it's specifically for medical courier opportunities. I think the medical courier space is one of, I'll say, the best opportunities in 2025. Now, look, I have my pulse on this community, and I try to help as much as I can, and I hear some saying like, hey, this stuff's dead. It doesn't pay anymore. It's not even worth it. Like, well, have you looked at trending or new niches, right? The gig economy is always adapting and changing. Like even Uber and Lyft, arguably the first niche in the gig economy, that's still rolling strong. I still get bonus pay on rideshare, and it has a strong foothold. But then maybe Lime scooter charging, you get paid to charge Lime scooters. Gone. In my research, like their website for charging called a juicer was 404. It didn't connect. So I'm pretty sure they got rid of their juicing program. So you have to look, again, if you're interested in making money and you'd always like to have some extra money, I'll say it. Well, I'm not going to say it one more. I might say it a few more times, but you should probably subscribe, because I don't just talk about, do this. Like I talk about what's changing, because this stuff changes. You don't want to, that's the definition of insanity, my friend, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. You have to ebb and flow here. That's why we're going to be looking at different earnings opportunities as we continue to, grow our community here. Because I don't want you to be, last point, I know, I don't want to tangent too much here. I don't want you to be backed into a corner of you only knowing one app or niche, and then what? That's when you start hear people saying like, I'm making less and less money. I'm putting in the same amount of hours, I'm making $500 less. Like, well, have you tried anything else? Like, have you done any other apps? Have you researched anything else? Any other niches? Have you looked into your own business? Have you looked into maybe if you want to do content creation, but have you like actually researched how to do it? Right? Have you looked at just a W-2? Have you looked at a job? Have you looked at certifications? You have to move forward yourself. You have to accelerate yourself. You got to move your feet forward to propel yourself forward. And you can't just stay still with your feet planted and expect money to come to you, right? It's the same thing I teach talking about YouTube. You have to move yourself forward. The money's not just going to dump in your lap, man. So I just refuse to believe the voices around like, oh, I can't make any money. So you can make money. Go find the money. There's billions of dollars out there. Go find some money. Learn the skills you need to get a bigger share there, whatever it may be. I digress, though. Hopefully I can motivate you a little bit, though. Honestly. But MedZoomer, it's medical courier. Going back to my point there, I like the opportunity in 2025 in medical courier space. Now, I saw a question. How do you do medical courier? And I'll try to take some of your questions after this. I just want to make sure that I get through the info here. It's very simple. It's just like any other delivery platform with some increased regulations of health, safety, and like specimen handling, medical equipment, securing medical equipment in your vehicle. So you'll have to look at what the platform says, because these platforms will give you the info. So this is something myself I'm interested in looking at, signing up for. But other than that, if they're going to give you, let's say, a medical specimen cooler, and all they tell you to do is like, hey, just keep this secured and don't leave it open and deliver it. Like that's pretty much it. There's nothing, overly intense for a courier. You're still a courier. Just don't manipulate the specimens, right? Or something like that. Moving on, getting up to the final 15 here. Dolly is a moving platform. So we'll equate that to some of the other moving platforms that we talked about today. I like them. Moving platforms. The only thing with moving platforms is obviously, some of them rightfully say like you have to lift at least 100 pounds, maybe 125. I think Bungie's up here somewhere too. Let's find Bungie. Yeah, Curri is a last mile delivery. Dispatch is a routed delivery, though, I believe. So remember, number 14 here, Dispatch. I am looking for the best routed delivery platform. Now, I've heard the reason why Dispatch is higher than some of the other ones I mentioned is, again, in doing my research here, I've listened to other couriers on some of these platforms, and I've heard some good things about Dispatch, of the pay, and I'm activated here in Pittsburgh. I feel like that could be another opportunity in 2025, right? Because when the gig work first started around like 2013 or so, maybe there's a few that were a little bit earlier, but really took off in 2013. There was no routed work. It's we send you a request. It's Uber, it's Lyft, and then Uber Eats, DoorDash. Grubhub was really early. And we send you a request. This routed work, the idea of like giving you a route, that's kind of in the last like 5 years or so. So it's had some time, but I think there's an opportunity there. And I think even companies like DoorDash have seen that because they just started introducing routed deliveries with Dashlink routed deliveries. Uber Eats doing some routed deliveries. Walmart Spark, Amazon Flex, routed deliveries. Dispatch, routed deliveries. Number 13, there's Bungie. Yeah, Bungie's LTL, less than truckload. So literally a load of goods that's less than a truckload, literally less than truckload of goods. So think like a pallet. So a pallet of, I can't fit that in my Passat. That's why Bungie advertises up to $45 an hour. Up to $45 an hour if you have the vehicle. Now, you might be thinking, sweet, I have a truck. I know a guy that has a truck. And actually, some of these, Dolly, Frayt, Bungie, you can be a helper. So if you have a friend that has a truck, they can be like the main person. They get a little bit more pay because they're using the vehicle. You can still make good money, like 30 plus an hour, just as a helper, which is excellent. The only thing is, it's heavy stuff. Like bungee, I'm pretty sure it says lifting 125 pounds. So you will be working, but you'll be making some good money there. So if you are in that space, then next one. We have Zifty. Zifty is interesting because that is a catering side hustle. So talking about gig apps and opportunities right now, I talked about medical courier, right? So this is another opportunity in 2025. Lean into this. Please drop a like on this video right now. Here's another look. Here's another entrant with our flames here. A great opportunity. Zifty is one of those platforms in the catering space that I think really has opportunities. Why? So catering offers are typically higher paying. It's a good margin. Deliver that averages $35 per offer, not per hour, but per offer. Zifty is another catering side hustle gig app. So the basket size for a catering offer is typically higher. So think about what an office is spending, right? What is an office spending? What is a party spending on catering? What is an event spending? It's going to be higher, that basket size. So if they're tipping, let's say 10 to 20% of a higher basket size, is more pay for you. So I like Zifty. The only problem with Zifty is they're not in a ton of marketplaces. That's the only thing. So if you can get activated on Zifty, I would use it. I would use Deliver That, and I'd use Delivered, which actually should be right around here. Yep. There's Delivered, another new entrant, ranked number 11 overall, in my opinion, 2025. Because good margins, good potential for tips. The only thing with some of these platforms is going to be the order volume, getting enough offers. Number 10, our last 10, folks. I hope you're excited for our last 10 side hustles. And I'm pretty sure our next one, let's discover this together here. I just finished this today, so it's fresh. Oh, yes. Look, what is this one? This is Rev, a 3-flame new entrant here, which indicates, great opportunity. Rev.com. Remember I told you, if you're interested in transcription or translation, that I had another recommendation for you. It is this Rev.com. So if you have the language skills, especially to translate, then this can pay quite well. I've seen they do it like per minute. So basically you're going to like listen or read something, you're going to translate it. The pay per minute on rev.com is exceptional. It equates to, I think, at least $30 an hour, if not $60 an hour, like $1.80 paid out per minute, like really, really good pay. So if you have especially language skills, or again, some transcription, I know they do that, listening, typing down what you hear, stuff like that. It doesn't pay as much as translation, but rev.com can pay very well. The only problem with rev.com, like I mentioned with TranscribeMe, is I think some of those platforms are going to be leaning into AI in 2025, even more so, because obviously, 2024 was a year of AI. So these companies can just put the spoken word into their AI and they'll get back translation. The only issue is if they want translation with human voice. Now, AI is getting better at that, like speaking it back in the translated language. But if they want a video recording, like, they may just capture audio. You speak and translate it there based on what's being said there. Then that might be better. But a lot of I think, maybe transcription is not going to be as good as the translation. But I like the translation. Roadie. Now, Roadie, I believe, is the highest, or one of the highest, listen to this, organic risers in 2025. Because remember, I told you, these up and downs here, some of this is pertaining to just adding on more options. But Roadie organically has risen 17 places. Why? I did not love Roadie. They're owned by UPS. It's a last mile delivery service. I get an assignment. Hey, go here, pick up this thing and deliver it. It's last mile delivery. Super simple there. So I have been liking the pay more so in 2024 on Roadie. I think that there's still not a ton of order volume, but I feel like order volume has increased. There is another con of orders being claimed. So this is not a platform that sends you exclusive offers. This is a platform where it shows a map and there's indicators of where offers are. It's kind of like Poplin, but the map will say 7 miles. And I click on that 7 miles, and it'll show me a 7-mile route. And it gives me the starting, the ending, the pickup location, the dimensions, and the pay. Now, the thing is, as you can imagine, if there's a good assignment, those get claimed pretty quickly. I would like to see something that either better allocates offers or ideally sends exclusive offers. So that tells me they just don't have enough, like I said, volume to offer enough assignments to drivers. That's why they just show them all on the map. But I've seen pay kind of at a minimum of like $8, right? But $8, yeah, but that's the minimum pay. We're talking for like prescription pickups for under 2 miles typically. So I'll see CVS runs because CVS is popular on Roadie. It'll be like $8 or $9, but 1.2 miles, 1.8 miles, maybe 2 miles there. So the margin is wonderful. You can use this as a filler app. So not your main thing, but like filling in the shift, right? But it's not the best app. Okay, it's not the best app. It's not the best order volume there, but I like it. And because of that, it's raised up a little bit in 2025. Last few folks, Skipcart, one flame, new entrant, 2025. Skipcart entering our list at number 8. So Skipcart owned by 7-Eleven. It's pretty much the same thing. It is a last mile delivery. Pick up this and deliver there. But I like that for some reason, it's owned by 7-Eleven, but there's catering runs as well. I don't know how they do that. I don't know if it's like catering as far as like a bunch of stuff from 7-Eleven. I doubt it. I would think it's just food, but there's catering runs, which is great because we talked about the potential for. So right there, Skipcart is a good, at least filler app. Number 2, the standard offers that I see on Skipcart, it's okay. It's okay. It's kind of like what I just mentioned with Roadie, where they'll give you, let's say $7, $8, $9, but the margin is quite good. Not always, but it can be quite good. I think that the order volume, and when I say order volume, that just means how many offers you're getting. It's decent. That's literally why it's right next to Roadie here, because they both behave very similarly. But I've done a few Skipcart, easy. Orders were ready. Granted, it's not food. I'm going to a 7-Eleven, but they've been easy. Okay, we have a few more here, folks. Number 7. Oh, yes, CB Driver. Look, can you believe this? This is another 3-star, 3-flame entrant for 2025. CB Driver. So what is this? This is, frankly, this would have been even higher, but I had to treat it a little bit differently. CB Driver is not a gig app per se. It's not a delivery platform per se. It's a delivery resource. It's a website that accumulates, I don't know what the word is there. You know what I'm saying there. It's when you don't know the word, you step down to a simpler word. Gathers different courier opportunities. So cbdriver.com gathers different courier opportunities in one place. It is wonderful. So I need a courier here. I need a delivery route here. And it offers another reason why this is so high on its first entrant, medical courier. It offers medical courier runs and shifts on here as well. It's not just medical courier, but it's great that they have it. All of that's in one place. They show you the pay. The only challenge is how many offers are there? I mean, arguably, there's still a good amount of offers, but this has been in the conversation a little bit more in Q2 2024. Like more and more people are talking about it. But if they can keep up with driver demand, it's a great resource to give you different opportunities. Let me take another sip of tea here. Counting down, 6 more to go. All right, let's do this. Finishing up. Number 6. Deliver that. Deliver that. Same spot as last year. My favorite catering side hustle right now. Now, granted, I probably say that, at least in part, because it's the only one that I've been activated on. Zifty, not here in Pittsburgh. Delivered, I'm activated, but I haven't done an assignment yet. And I've heard very good things about Delivered. Actually, did we do Delivered yet? Deliver is really good as well. Actually, it might be above it. No. So I like Deliver that. It's catering, great margins, easy work. You got to set up the thing, but it's pretty straightforward. Advertising $35 per offer. They're not all going to be like that, but my margins have been fantastic. Pay per time, the pay per mile there. Again, workload is not hard. Yeah, order volume's a little bit less because, not everyone's doing catering runs, but I'm trying to think of something bad. They changed their tip polling policy. They had tip polling. Look at our playlist on Deliver That to learn more about, what's changed. But so arguably they've been paying a little bit less for tips. But still, I think it's something you should still look at if you want to do catering. And again, Zifty, Delivered, and then even Skipcart, like I just mentioned. I like Deliver That. I think they also need more partners. Okay, they need more restaurant partners to generate more orders because I know they're getting some driver demand. Actually, now that I think about it, there is an affiliate sign-up code if you want to sign up down below. Again, that is an affiliate code. If you don't want to use that, just go to deliverthat.com or whatever it is and sign up. But if you want to sign up for Deliver That, there is a link down below in the description. Other than that, you need some catering bags, but you're going to need that as well with, Zifty and Delivered. So you'll need some catering bags. I think at least 2. You should have that anyway. You should have 1 anyway if you're doing food delivery. Joe's just need to grab another one. And then that's about it. They do have a kind of a ranked system. I think they need to do a better job of showing So I would say this to deliver that. You need to show a better job of, if you do still have a rank system like elite driver status, you need to show, how do I qualify? Are there points? Is it based on what metrics? And if it is, show that in my driver app. Their driver app is kind of basic. DoorDash shows the metrics for Dasher rewards. Uber Eats shows the metrics for preferred deliveries. Amazon Flex shows metrics. Walmart Spark shows metrics. Shipt, they're all showing metrics. And if you have a rewards program, show those metrics. Number 5, Grubhub. Why is Grubhub number 5? Up 2 spots even. Why? Because, it's an internationally held company. They're owned by JustEatTakeaway.com. They only have maybe a 20% market share in monthly sales. They anecdotally don't send a ton of offers. Now, I have seen some good offers, which is nice, but I still think you should have it. I think their platform works well enough. They've updated their offer card, because I did not like their offer card, because their decline button, like the reject button, was like literally like it was like this. It was like, here's accept, here's reject, don't accidentally click accept. So they finally moved the thing to here and here separately on the app. Thank you, guys. Not a lot of order volume, but I still like it. I still feel like, well, you should use it. I'm just curious, is Grubhub going to fizzle out in the US, or are they going to start gaining market share? That's what I'm curious about. Let's move on. And I see your comments here. Grubhub was just sold, and I just looked it up. And how about that? 1 month ago, Just Eat Takeaway offloads US unit Grubhub for $650 million. How about that? Acquired by Wonder. Interesting. You know what? Fantastic. See, that is exactly why we're a team here, because I can't cover absolutely everything. I got other stuff just like you. Fascinating. Thank you, David, for sharing that. So let's reframe this. Actually, that's perfect. That's a perfect segue. So now, if they did sell, wonderful. You know what? That makes perfect sense, because Just Eat Takeaway was doing nothing with Grubhub. They're a foreign held entity. This was a US company. They were like, oh yeah, we have this Grubhub thing. Grubhub has done nothing to innovate. So wonderful. Looks like that was sold. I can show you real quick, right? Well, I don't want to mess up the screen share. Fantastic. Then I am now even more curious. Wonder, that's the company it says that they are purchasing here. What will they do? They need to do a lot, because again, Grubhub has like 20 some ish, even that, maybe teens % market share of monthly sales. Very interesting. Appreciate you sharing. Number 4, Lyft. Look, you cannot decline the staples. I think Lyft is a perennial top 5, gig app. Why? Established, ridership, improving navigation and app, albeit not as fast as Uber, but they have a staple ridership. Cons, not any diversity. They just do ride share. I think that's going to hurt them in the long term. I think they got to do something to diversify. They had a chance about 6-7 years ago where they were at a fork in the road, and was Lyft going to add delivery? I don't know if that's the answer. And I feel like they would have already done it, right? But just sticking with rideshare is one thing. But sticking with rideshare as a clear number 2 behind Uber, and I have to look at the numbers of market share, but probably a double-digit number 2 to Uber. I don't know where they're going to go in 20, 30 years. I'm a little concerned about their portfolio because of that. But right now, they're still a stable. They still have ridership. They just don't have as much ridership as Uber, which is right here. Number 3, slipping one spot in 2025 is Uber. And I'll just reveal, not yet. The reason they slipped one spot is because I just feel like it's better than Lyft, but I just have not seen the innovation, that I want to see in the rideshare space. Now, we have seen for the past, I think, 3 years, the Only on Uber event. It was held September 24, 2024, where they announced 20 plus updates to the Uber and Uber Eats driver app. I like a lot of that. I did a video on that and improved safety, navigation, revamping the Uber driver app for the first time since 2018. Those are all great. But experimenting with flat rates that frankly have gone flat. I have not heard about expansion of flat rates, which is similar to earn by time. The somewhat tapering of bonus pay. I think there is more bonus pay in Uber versus Uber Eats, let's say. But I just need to see more from Uber rideshare that's not so much cost cutting. I think that's the biggest takeaway. Listening to these companies' quarterly earnings calls, and I've listened to Uber and DoorDash for the past 4 or 5 years now, every single quarterly earnings call. I feel like, Uber is voicing just mainly cost cutting, which I get because they're talking to investors on that call. And that's kind of what they're interested in, is maximizing margin. But I just need to see some creativity for the driver on Uber. So we'll see. I mean, a revamped driver app, first time since 2018, cool. But having it slightly easier to access my earnings, slightly easier to see trend charts, wonderful. But, drivers care about pay. Where's the expansion of flat rates? Where's the expansion of anything? New stuff, right? Still fine, but I still feel like they're just running on autopilot for the driver at least, right? Yeah, again, I know that they've announced all these improvements, but where's the improvement that moves the needle for pay? I understand you're trying to operate leanly, but right. And number 2, Uber Eats, passing Uber, obviously owned by the same company, just a different entity. So I like Uber Eats in 2024, moving into 2025. I feel like order volume has always been strong, even though they have less market share. Order volume has been strong. Pay has slowly been increasing, right? It's been increasing. Little pause here for Mr. Brainstir, there we go. For the super chat, doing Lyft and can easily do $1,200 weekly, 10-hour days. Hey, I respect that grind. If it's working for you, and again, I appreciate that super chat, I want you to do it. Any gig app that's working for you, hold on. Yeah. I mean, if you can get a combination of bonus pay, referral pay, or something, if it's working for you, then I'm happy for you, And with all of these gig apps, it's like some of them are market dependent. For some reason, some markets and cities, Lyft is better, Uber is better, DoorDash, right? But let's go back to Uber Eats here. I've been seeing, anecdotal, so we'll share down below, a slight uptick in pay on Uber Eats. A slight, maybe 15%. But that's turned only for $3 offers into $6.25, right? And I've also seen a higher percent of offers that are worth it. So Like my minimum pay seemed a little bit higher, and I'm getting more offers that are higher as well. So I can decline less. I can have a more organic, better acceptance rate that I can actually accept in the 20s versus like single digits, and it still be okay. I don't think I'm at the 20s right now, but you get my point. It's a little bit of an increase there. Other things with Uber Eats, I mean, I will say their preferred deliveries program, don't love it. I think, and we'll just segue right here into number one. You can probably guess right now. DoorDash, for the third consecutive year, in my opinion, the best side hustle gig app. Why? Let's compare and contrast. Why would DoorDash be better than Uber Eats, than Lyft, than Grubhub, than even Deliver That? Here's why. I like DoorDash because of their agility and their innovation. Two things that Uber does not have, and Grubhub does not have. Deliver That does not have. Roadie doesn't have it. Flex, Spark, no one has it. So number one, I say agility. So they can move quickly. They can sidestep. They can innovate. They can take another route quickly. They make decisions quickly, which is frankly what you need to do in business. Uber takes forever to do anything, it seems like. It's my opinion. So DoorDash is like, well, we talk about for you, the driver. They say, let's do earn by time. They were the first ones, at least I'm trying to remember, to do earn by time, not Uber Eats. Now, I know, in the early years, there was maybe some experimentation. I'm trying to remember here, but they're pivoting quickly. They didn't earn by time. Okay, great. But then they're also doing grocery. Now, I get it. Uber Eats is focusing on grocery too, but DoorDash is doing it faster, almost across the entire board. At least that's how it feels to me. So adding more grocery partners, adding retail, alcohol, shop and deliver. But here's the thing. If you say, well, I don't like this, I don't like that on DoorDash, then this also goes to their agility. I feel like they listen, at least in part, because I know there's some cynicism, right? It's like they don't listen to workers. They just want to make money. I know they want to make money, but I feel like they're also listening better because they're sidestepping, case in point, Dasher rewards. We did not want to accept 50%, 70% of prospective offers to get access to high paying offers. So in a year and a half, excuse me, a lot of talking, year and a half, they've revised Dasher rewards to completely eliminate minimum acceptance rates to get more Dashers qualified for higher paying offers. So you don't need a 50% AR to get access. Now, we can walk that back even further. When I first did DoorDash, there was none of this. Everyone got an equal proportion to high paying offers. So you didn't have to jump through any hoops. So I get it, but everyone's doing that now. It's not just DoorDash. So keep that in mind. Additionally, I feel like they are at least trying different things. They try package returns. They try Dashlink. They try Dashmart. They try, what was that new one called? Not routed delivery, because that's Dashlink. It's a B2B round trip. It's a newer thing. Round trip. They try shelf photos. They've tried menu photos. They've tried Dasher tasks. Those are also, those are Dasher tasks. They've tried, what else? Dasher preferences. I mean, I get Uber Eats has some filters, but that's my point. They have a lot of agility to move the ship quickly, to steer the ship, to sidestep, to innovate, to at least in part listen. But here's my other point. They do all of that while also having high volume. So I'm not sitting around for offers. I get it. I've been there, waiting for offers and they don't come in. I'm talking on the macro. On the macro, over months and a year of dashing, generally, especially during dinner rush, you'll have offers that you can at least pick from. You can dash how you like, but you're not wasting your time, at least being online, sitting, waiting, nothing's coming through. Now you can be online with Uber Eats 2023, even now a little bit. I'll be online and I'll just get offers that are like 3, 4, 4.25. And I still get some of those offers on DoorDash, but I just feel like a little bit better, a little bit better on the frequency. Last point here. When it comes to earnings on DoorDash, both platforms like Uber Eats, Grubhub's kind of out of the game here, but the bonus pay has gone down, right? It's not crazy $3, $4, $5. I saw $6 peak pay, but then they added earn by time peak pay. So if you like earn by time, then they added hourly active peak pay. They added, think about this is crazy. All the things I'm mentioning here. They added dynamic peak pay. Doesn't have a start or end time, so they can just tack on dynamic peak pay. They've tried distance pay. Uber Eats has not done a quarter of this stuff. They're agile, and they're also doing it with, tons of partners. And listen, I'll close with this here. This is all just my own opinion, not paid, not sponsored, none of that. Just my opinion here. The ratings shown in this is serving as a guide for your own experience because, some of this stuff is market dependent. But until someone comes out with a similar sized platform that is so huge, but still so nimble, that has not just like, listen, boom, here's a tie-in. Not just, hey, we're making a prettier driver app, like Uber is updating their app, right? DoorDash also updates their app, but those were just like 20 features that directly related to how dashers make money. I can name flat rates and preferred deliveries on Uber, and it took years to do it. And flat rates just copied earn by time. Preferred deliveries copied Dasher rewards because DoorDash was first, right? Really fascinating to think about. And listen, if an app comes along that does it better, faster, and more consistently, they'll be number one too. But I think the problem is someone can pay well. Shipt 2019 paid me $40 an offer. Deliver that averages $35 per offer. Courial advertises $30 an hour. Who else? Bungie advertises $45 an hour. But the reason that might not be sustainable is because, obviously, where's that money coming from? Those platforms don't have the ad spend like Uber and DoorDash. Think about that. So on the quarterly calls that I talked about, Uber and DoorDash are so big with I don't even know how many users, I forget, millions of users, that they're also getting revenue from the ad spend. So when you're on the Uber app, when you're looking to place a DoorDash offer, you're being served ads. And, they try to do it, smartly, right? To not give you too many ads, relevant ads, not disrupt your experience too much, right? But, these other companies that are smaller, they don't have that. They don't have, advertisers that are, spending on ads on Zifty or their catering platforms or whatnot. So I think DoorDash is doing a lot right in the gig economy, and between them and Uber, they're the biggest ones. 7 million plus dashers. Now Uber is the same size. If you didn't know, Uber has as well 7 million plus drivers and couriers. I think their last figure was 7.8. But they both have the same size of earners. Now, Uber has said they have the most partners than anybody, like restaurant partners, grocery partners. So they may do a lot in quiet. They don't boast on their blog all the time, hey, look how many partners we have, like DoorDash does. But I feel like the needle is just right now on the gas for DoorDash. I'm really interested to see where they go in 2025. Uber's right there. And, subsequently Uber Eats, a different kind of level to the Uber business. But I feel like they're not drafting behind, but Uber is just even more behind. They're in like the very tail of that wake. They're hanging with DoorDash. Now, if we compared Uber and Lyft, it's nowhere close. The Uber ship is right here, and Lyft isn't even in the distance. Lyft is like right here, like maybe barely hanging on. So they're dominating rideshare, and their quarterly calls echo the same thing. They're dominating rideshare, and they seem to focus on rideshare. But DoorDash is really dominating to another degree here. And closing it up, we got one more super chat, Mr. Brainster. I can never get that. Brainster. Dashing waitlist for 2 years here. I love to stay with you. I got to get going. It's been 2 hours here. I'd love to do a Q&A. Maybe tomorrow. Like this video and let me know in the comments if you'd like a discussion, Q&A, talking about this list. We can certainly do that tomorrow. But that's really interesting. A 2-year wait list for DoorDash. I've heard about wait lists for other apps. DoorDash is a tough one, though. And there's not much you can do. You could reach out to support, but I'm sure they tell you. Like, reaching out to support does not speed up your application process. Is that LA? Is that New York City? Or that's the marketplace I feel like would have a 2-year wait list. That is a tough one, though. But folks, that was my humble ranking of 80 side hustle gig app options for you on your way out. Definitely drop a like on this video. Appreciate you being here. More to come, including shifts from some of these apps that I haven't done yet. So stay tuned. A lot coming in 2025. Let me know what's the best and worst side hustle gig app in your opinion.